Good afternoon everyone and welcome to Carp Gurus. I'm here today, back on the bank, back at Cudmore Fisheries, and this time I'll be doing a 48-hour session on George's Lake. You know what time it is? It's update time. So it's now around 6:30 p.m. I've been fishing for around 4 hours, but so far nothing's happened. However, I've just refreshed the rods, ready for the night ahead, and I'm feeling really confident. I've got the lake to myself, so obviously that gives me a lot more options, and I'm fishing an area that's produced a lot of fish recently, so it really is all to play for. Anyway, enough of me going on. It's been a busy day. I'll go into more detail about how I'm fishing and show you more of the peg tomorrow. But as it stands right now, I'm going to drink some coffee, watch the water, and of course, if it happens during the night, obviously I'll be right back at you. If not, my next update will be in the morning. Here we go then, guys. First fish of the session. And yeah, what a great looking mirror carp. This one weighed in at 18 pounds and 9 ounces. So yeah, great start to the session. It's now around 2 a.m. so I'm not going to mess around. I'm not going to waste any time. I'm going to get this perfect condition mirror carp back in the lake, and then I'm going to get the rod back out on the spot, and fingers crossed there's more to come. Here we go then, guys. Fish number 2, 7 a.m. in the morning, and yeah, just had an absolute screamer. Same rod as the last fish. I'll go into more detail later on today. To be honest, I'm still half asleep, but yeah, fish number 2, absolutely banging common, weighing in at 19 pound and 6 ounces. Yes. Good afternoon everyone. It's that time again. It's update time. So it's now around 1:30 p.m. and yeah, as you've seen, we've had 2 fish so far on the session. After slipping back the second fish, I got the rod back out on the spot, and then basically I went to sleep. I was feeling quite tired. So yeah, I've just woke up now and I'm going to do you a proper update and show you more of the peg. So I'm on peg 15. I've never actually fished this peg or this end of the lake before, but when I arrived I spoke to Steve, the fishery manager, and he said that this end of the lake had been producing fish, and the other end of the lake, most people fishing that area were blanking. So as I've said previously, if you get advice from fishery managers, bailiffs, usually it's correct. It's up to you if you want to take it on board or not, but as far as I'm concerned, I always do. They spend more time at the venue than anyone else, so it's not information I'm going to ignore. So yeah, I took Steve's advice, the fishery manager, and here I am in peg 15. When I originally set up in this peg, rather than the rods being how they are now, I had them on this angle, because I'll just show you now. Carpy Bay here, it looks spot on. I had 2 rods out in this area where the wind's trickling in, but surprisingly it didn't happen. And yeah, it does go to show, it doesn't mean every time the wind's pumping in a corner or into a bay you're going to catch loads of fish. They don't always play by the rules. And yeah, it's something that I've realised on this session. Personally, I always feel confident fishing in an area where the wind's hammering into, but this bay wasn't producing. Fish then started to top. I'll just show you where they started to top. Let's have a look. Where that funky tree is, I've got 1 rod there, and that's the rod that's produced 2 fish so far in this session, and that's where fish were topping. So what I did, I brought my other rod as well, just in line with that tree there. So I'm fishing both rods side by side, because as I've said, that bay wasn't producing. So I've now got the rod pod facing this way rather than facing into that bay and I'm fishing where carp have been topping. So yeah, obviously it's worked. We've had 2 fish, we've still got plenty of time left, and yeah, I reckon there's definitely a chance of a few more. It is colder today, the temperature has dropped, the wind really is freezing, but yeah, I'm going to stick to those spots now because they've already produced, and as I've said, I've moved another rod next door to the rod that's produced the 2 fish. So yeah, there's 2 rods in the area now where I've caught from, and hopefully that'll give us even more chance of putting more fish on the bank. Tactics wise, I'm on solid bags. I know it's boring, but at Cudmore I definitely think they're the most effective tactic to use. I've probably been Cudmore probably about 9-10 times this year, and I've never blanked on a single session. All on solid bags 90% of the time, and usually fishing them on their own. So yeah, that's what I'm doing on this session. Solid bags, fished on their own. And yeah, basically, because I'm not investing loads of bait in an area, I can just react if I see a fish top elsewhere. I can react at the drop of a hat, get a solid bag on its head, and try and pick up a quick bite that way. For example, this bay looks spot on. I could have turned up, put 5 kilo of boilies into that area, sat it out, and then next minute fish are topping here. I'm reluctant to move my rods because I put so much bait into the bay. I end up sitting it out and then nothing happens. So yeah, that's what I mean by being able to react at the drop of a hat. Because you're not piling in bait into one area, if a fish tops somewhere else, you can get a rod on it with a bag, and you can just respond to it that way rather than committing to one area and just playing the waiting game. I do like that sort of fishing. I've done a lot of it in the past, but I'm definitely heading more towards the roving sort of tactics nowadays, especially with the temperature dropping. We're now late in autumn, late into the autumn, and yeah, it definitely seems it's the way to go. Anyway, enough of me going on now. You know what I'm doing, you know where I'm fishing, you know the tactics I'm using, you know the changes I've made to put those fish on the bank. And yeah, as it stands right now, I'm going to refresh the rods, drink some coffee, and of course, if it happens during the day, obviously I'll be right back at you. Here we go then, guys. It's now around 6 PM, and I'm sure you know what time it is. It's update time. So yeah, today then, basically there's nothing to tell you. It's been absolutely dead all day. I've sat it out, been patient, but nothing's happened. However, the light is now slowly starting to fade, and I definitely think our best chance of catching more carp is going to be during the night and very early morning. So yeah, I'm feeling much more confident now. It's been a long day. As I've said, nothing happened at all, and yeah, I've just sat it out and been patient. So yeah, nothing's really changed in regards to where I'm fishing and how I'm fishing, but just before doing this update, I've redone the rods with fresh solid bags and got them back out on the spots ready for the night. So yeah, that's about it for now. Obviously, if it happens during the night, I'll get back to you. Yeah, other than that, my next update will be in the morning, and yeah, hopefully we can put some more carp on the bank and make this a session to remember. Here we go then, guys. Fish number 3, and yeah, what a great looking common. Not the biggest, I've not weighed him, but I reckon he's a mid-double. So yeah, I've not weighed him on this occasion, and with the weather we've got now, I'm not going to waste any time. I'm just going to do a quick little cradle clip, get him slipped back, and then I'm going to get my rod back out on the spot. So yeah, we're on 3 fish now, including this one, and I still think there's a chance for catching a few more. So yeah, I'm going to get him slipped back. Smallest fish of the session, but still a worthy capture. Fought like hell. He's in perfect condition, like all the fish have been on this session. And yeah, as I've said, I'm going to get him slipped back, get the rod back out on the spot, and hopefully I'll be back at you very soon with fish number 4. Okay then guys, as you can see, I'm no longer on the bank and I'm now back at home. So yeah, after slipping back the 3rd fish of the session, I got the rod straight back out on the spot as I said I was going to, but nothing else happened. So yeah, I fished for the remainder of the session, and then it was time to pack up. So that's what I did, and here I am. I'm now back at home. So yeah, I finished this session on a total of 3 fish, with the biggest fish weighing in at £19 and 6 ounces. And yeah, I'm happy with what I've achieved on this session, and I'll definitely be returning to Cudmore Fisheries very soon. Anyway, enough of me going on. This is me checking out. So as always, thank you for watching Carp Gurus, and remember, like, share, subscribe, and hit that bell icon so you don't miss out on all that carpy action.
Carp Gurus.